Can you go too far in worshiping your rockstar employees? Business Questions Answered Here, episode number 33. This is Business Questions Answered Here. I'm Jay Cleveland Payne, an independent business strategist with over 20 years of experience, using that experience and knowledge to hopefully answer some of your questions and save you some of the pain and hassle that I personally had to suffer. My business life has been filled with plenty of wins, even more losses, and the realization that knowledge is power, and I'm allowing you to gain some of your own power by transferring knowledge I personally learned myself, plus input from other veteran business people. For more information on how you can get your business questions showcased on the podcast or about any of the business services my company offers, visit the website businessquestionsansweredhere.com. This episode is sponsored by Blinkist, and more on that sponsor in just a moment. But first, let's get to today's question. Today's question comes from Robin, and we get to do another ranty type episode because she's asking a question about something I often rant about, your rockstar employees. Here's the question that she sent in. I work for a digital media consulting agency. The individual roles are blended, and about 10 months ago, I ended up managing human resources and payroll. That is the exact time I started hearing complaints about Doug, not his real name. He is the darling of the owner because he brings in over 60% of the business, but everyone hates him, and even his clients seem happy to be shifted off his books. He's done nothing wrong, but everybody hates him. Is there a way I can rein him in without drawing the ire of the boss? So thank you for the question, Robin, and if you've been listening to me long enough in either the podcasts I've been doing towards business or reading enough of my business work, you will pick up on some of the many crusades with conventional business wisdom that I believe is outdated, things I always rage against. And of course, fostering a culture of rockstar worship is one of those crusades that I will classify myself as being a specialist in. I'm really good at complaining about rockstar employees. So in my opinion, Doug is a problem, plain and simple. But the owner does not realize that Doug is a problem because that's not his job. And it actually is not his problem. The owner's job is to make sure his business is making money, and Doug is making money. So as far as the owner's concerned, Doug is a good thing. And he technically is a good thing. But Doug is still a problem. He's your problem as the de facto HR manager, and Doug's supervisor's problem because he's directly responsible for Doug's actions. Even if Doug's actions will eventually lead to the detriment of the whole company are being totally ignored by the business owner, doesn't matter because Doug is bringing in very good money, and that's all the business owner really needs to be concerned with. So you have a problem, and the problem is Doug. So your fix to Doug being a problem is actually not to fix Doug, because you really can't fix Doug, and you probably don't need to fix Doug anyway. Doug is actually fine exactly the way he is. You have to technically fix the owner. Well, not really fix him, but you have to get him to realistically understand and accept a schedule dealing with the employees that allows more face time between him and more actual employees, and not just the top managers who report to him and the top earners. And that, of course, means less time with Doug, more time with the other guys. Your rockstar employees are great for the bottom line, but difficult to manage. It's just how they are. Their way will always trump the company's way. Their methods will always trump conventional methods because their way and their methods work in a way well past what the company is teaching. So why fight that? You trade your ability to control the employee when you accept the uber-producing employee because he's got to do things his way or he doesn't produce. The counterbalance is to raise the profile of more employees and motivate the actual masses of people, not to bring Doug down. Make more time for the lower tier employees and get to know them and let them get to know the upper echelons of the company and explain to the owner that this is important. And the more time he's going to spend shaking the hands with more people that aren't the top folks in the company, the morale and the productivity will increase exponentially. And the overall revenue will increase as well as long as he stays to this plan. You'll see it happen. And Doug will still do whatever it takes to be on top of the company. He may still out-earn at 60%, but it'll be 60% at a higher rate because everyone else is doing that much better. Or Doug may leave and be someone else's problem. And you won't have to worry about losing Doug's lost revenue because, as we said, the entire company is doing so much better at productivity, and the sales team is probably doing better as well, that you're saving on costs and bringing in more money. So you're not going to lose very much, if anything, if Doug goes away. And here's the really, really cool thing about that. You get a chance to get a brand new Doug. Believe it or not, Doug out of the way, you get a new guy in the top dog seat. And hopefully this new guy, this new Doug, if you will want to bring more people with him that will keep pace in the industry, as opposed to leaving everybody in his company in the dust as he takes out the world. And by the way, you may have ended up managing human resources and payroll, but you need to get the total time you have been managing those functions documented immediately. Even if you're not getting extra compensation for the added stress and responsibility, and you really should be doing that, you will get to use this skill and experience earned in this position for your next job search. And I say next job search because I'm going to assume you're not going to try to seek this as an official position or a raise in where you're at, or even a promotion to something else, because I'm assuming you hate Doug as much as everyone else in the company, and you didn't know that everyone else hated him as much as you did, or maybe less or more, until other people's hate for Doug came out to you in your new position. So congratulations for what you're doing. Try to get yourself documentation and hopefully some more in the way of money for what you're doing. And don't fix Doug. Get your company's owner to fix himself and spend more time with the other employees so that they don't give so much spotlight to Doug. Doug will fix himself in the end somehow. Robin, thank you for the question. We hope you can find some way to smooth things over at work. It sounds like the issue has nothing to do with the real working parts of work, but literally the conflict in one guy being so hated. And I don't understand. Well, I take it back. I do understand situations where a person is not liked at work, but your explanation that nothing's wrong with him, but everyone hates him, says that there's something else underlying there. Let us know if you want to get deeper into that, or if you resolve the issue and can convince the owner to spend more time with the lower level folks, and if Doug sticks around after that. This episode brought to you by Blinkist. Blinkist is the coolest app that you could find because it helps you do something that you know you already want to do, and it takes away any excuses you have for doing it. That is reading more books. How does it help you read more books? Well, it helps you read more books by offering you two options that makes the process that much quicker. The best books, the nonfiction, are on the app, and they're coming out with new books every single week. Some brand new books, as they're being published, are being reviewed, being written down, turned into blinks. Those are very quick, succinct points of information and given for you to read or listen to. I honestly just bought a brand new book by Seth Godin. I bought the new book, This is Marketing, and even bought the Kindle edition to it so I can listen to it and read it and go back and forth. And then a few days later, the Blink came out, and I listened to the Blink and read the Blink edition of it. And now I've got the gist of it ready to go. Still have a nice book I can read and listen to for the deeper details, but I have all the information I need to get into the whole point of the book, which is via Blinks. Quick, simple, easy to listen to, easy to snack on books from all different genres of nonfiction. And you can get yourself a great deal on Blinkist by visiting our website at Business Questions Answered Here and clicking on the button for Blinkist. Or go to businessquestionsanswered.com/Blinkist, and you will see a great deal on us to get you started on this app, which does wonders. All the people who say they read multiple books, now you can also say the same thing and actually do it, not just say it, using this great app, Blinkist. So the business question we're asking you this week is, are you giving too much attention to your organization's rock stars? Or you just can't figure out how to not pay attention to them? Or have you found a way to negate their need for attention? Rock stars need a lot of things. Attention is one of the biggest ones. You can answer that question in the comment section of this podcast. Of course, you can help us grow and maintain the podcast by visiting our sponsors, such as Blinkist, when you stop by our webpage, which is, of course, businessquestionsansweredhere.com. For more information about the podcast, archives, subscription information, and to submit your question for review, simply go to that website, businessquestionsansweredhere.com. Once again, I'm Jay Cleveland Payne, eagerly awaiting your business question to answer here.